Has Cristian Romero revealed the real problem at Tottenham? Let's get into it. So Cristian Romero, the Tottenham defender, has criticised the club's board for a lack of investment following their 4-3 defeat to Chelsea at home. Spurs let a 2-0 lead slip on Sunday. It's led to speculation that manager Ange Postecoglou could be on the chopping block, and his side have now just won one in their past 7 games in all competition. And he was speaking to Spanish media after the game following the defeat, and the Argentine said that a lack of spending is seeing the club fall behind their rivals. Quote, let's get the quote on from this BBC article. Manchester City competes every year. You see how Liverpool strengthened its squad. Chelsea strengthens their squad. Doesn't do well, strengthens again, and now they're seeing results. Those are the things to imitate. You have to realize that something is going wrong, and hopefully they, the board, realize it. I think this shows, that article was by Paul Batterson as well, which will be linked below. I think it shows that there is a strong support from the playing squad for Ange Postecoglou. And obviously, the way he plays, he is an all-out attack manager. You know, the defending side of it is not great, but I think Tottenham's board have always been the issue at that club, and I think the fans are smart enough and they know that we always see the Levy out stuff. And it's just the Tottenham board don't really invest, and we know that to be true. There is another interesting article which doesn't relate to the game, but does say that talking about Daniel Levy, he's apparently they're in for a windfall of about £110 million. This is that because Goldman Sachs, the stadium, is going to generate £110 million from non-football events, as revealed by Goldman Sachs since moving to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's commercial income that is from revenue from sponsorship, events, and merchandising is separate from match day income, and that money generated will basically make them the second most profitable team in terms of stadium income or match day income, behind Manchester United, according to Goldman Sachs. So, of course, Tottenham have the NFL games coming to them every year. They've got concerts from the likes of Beyonce. I think did Taylor Swift do an Eras tour at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or was that Wembley? I can't remember. But they've had the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they've had Guns N' Roses, etc., etc. They are bringing in a mammoth amount of money. So it does make sense that Cristian Romero is basically saying, well, it's not the manager's fault. It's the board's fault for failing to invest. And we're going to go back to the BBC article because the Australian is their 5th manager. And this is what I think this is continuing what Cristian Romero had to say. The last few years, it's always the same. First the players, then the coaching staff changes, and it's always the same people responsible. This is an interview translated from Spanish. So these aren't actually directly, this isn't really directly what he said. There is room for maneuver in terms of a misquote here. But hopefully they realize who the true responsible ones are, and we move forward, because it's a beautiful club that, with the structure it has, could easily be competing for the title every year. I mean, they've got the stadium, they've got the commercial revenue, which is such an important part of football nowadays. I'm struggling to disagree with Cristian Romero. I think he's absolutely bang on the money. I think a lot of Tottenham fans know that he's bang on the money. as well. And you know, Ange Postecoglou, I was skeptical at first. I was skeptical when he was appointed manager because he was they didn't really want him. They wanted somebody else. They wanted a name. But I think he's done okay. But obviously, results need to improve this season. But as Cristian Romero points out, and I don't disagree with him, I don't think it's Ange Postecoglou's fault that Tottenham aren't doing as well as they probably should. And Tottenham fans should feel that their team should be competing at the highest level, because if Aston Villa can do it, then they should be able to do it, for goodness sakes. And I just, at this point, I do genuinely feel sorry for Tottenham Hotspur fans, given everything that's happened there over the last couple of years. And you've got that amazing stadium, but it does look like the board just want to make their money and not really invest in the squad. And that's what Cristian Romero has rightfully pointed out. Leave the manager alone. Start spending some cash on the squad. That is it for this video, as Cristian Romero really does point out the problem at Tottenham. Like, share, subscribe, do all that YouTubey nonsense, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.